What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we have another retro model review for you guys. Today we have the GeminiJets 1 to 400 scale United Express Bombardier CRJ-700 in the Blue Tulip Livery, operating on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines for you guys. I thoroughly hope you guys are excited for today's videos. This is a really cool model, one of my absolute favorites, and one that I've had for a very long time that I'm very excited to share with you guys and show you guys what it's all about. I thoroughly hope you guys are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's get started with the box. Alrighty, so here we go with the box. So pretty standard for the time, of course, but there are some slight deviations, so let's dive into those. So you have the GeminiJets made for collectors by collectors titles, and then you have the CGI right here of the aircraft looking very clean. Down here we have the United Express Bombardier CRJ-700 titles. Nowadays they don't format it like this anymore, which is kind of unfortunate because I really do like this format and I do think it looks really clean. So nevertheless, both formats working good, but this is definitely an observation to say the least. And then right here you have the 1 to 400 scale diecast model aircraft titles right there, and then the sides of the box are, of course, again, pretty standard for the time. I really like the font that they had on these boxes. They looked very nice, and it looks really good. On the back of the box, of course, pretty standard as per usual. Only the slight attitude climb on these boxes nowadays, it is much more significant. And then over here you have their release, which was a 2008. I'm not exactly sure what time frame in 2008 this was released, but I definitely have some stories with this model as well. But the box, of course, looking very nice from Gemini. And here is the model right here. What a nice looking model right here from GeminiJets with the Blue Tulip Livery and the CRJ-700 configuration. This is an absolutely awesome model, and let's dive into the details. Alrighty, so beginning up here at the front, you got the cockpit windows, and then the beautiful start of the livery, which has the white, then the light blue, and then the darker blue. That looks absolutely awesome. You also have some applicable information right here, and then also the nose landing gear as well. Star Alliance logo with the L1 boarding door, and then you have the operated by SkyWest titles right here, which then takes you into the United Express titles and the E Plus titles as well. Now, unfortunately, my model faded. I believe it did before I even got it, because I do have some pictures of this aircraft back from 2013, and it had the exact same format with the titling. So I think that unfortunately got rubbed off by somebody, the previous owner, as I did buy this from eBay back in 2012 or so. It was a long time ago. We'll talk about that more in a moment, but nevertheless, if that's the worst thing with the model, I can't complain too much. And of course, you got all your passenger windows as well, and even more applicable detail for delivery. And of course, you got even more to go along with that with the emergency exit door right there. Only one on the Bombardier CRJ-700, and you also got the pad right there as well, which then leads into the leading edge of the wing with the slats right there. Then you have the flaps and the speed brakes to add along with that, and you got the main landing gears as well. You had the registration November 730 Sierra Kilo, and then of course you got the GECE 34 somethings. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. It's something like that though. Pretty nice engines for the CRJs, and they're very applicable for the time frame to say the least. Here's the absolute stunning Blue Tulip tail. Try to get a better angle on it for you guys so you guys can see it even better in detail. It has faded a little bit on mine, but still looks really good with the 3 lines, of course, and then kind of the branches out, if you will, or kind of just 2 lines with the branches. But man, what a really cool aircraft. That is awesome. I love to see it right there. You also got the baggage door right there, along with the APU unit and the horizontal stabilizers as well. Taking a look at the port side of the aircraft, I believe that's what this is, port side. Of course, you got all the other applicable detail as well, and you got some more. I think there was another baggage loader on this side right here, so this side's actually kind of dull, but hey, you love to see it right here for the United CRJ-700. It looks really nice, and of course, it is just such a nice model with all the details. Let's take a look at the top and bottom as well. On top of the aircraft, as you can see, it looks really nice. There's not too much detail, but just a little bit to make it look really good. And there's what the really nice United Express titles look like on the right side of the aircraft. And on the bottom of the aircraft, as you can see, we do have a couple more details with the baggage loaders right, or the doors right there, I should say, and kind of those beacons, anti-collisions, all those fun items. So this is looking really nice. This model also definitely is not in perfect condition for me, so as you guys can see right there, I believe that is some sort of glue mark. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you guys may be able to see kind of from the side here. It doesn't bother me too bad, but it is notable, so that's definitely there. But along with that, we do have some additional defects, so you guys may be able to notice that the horizontal stabilizer is tilted down. Here's a much better look at what that looks like. So this model is very special to me, so I actually wasn't the one that fixed it. It came, I don't remember if I broke it or if it came broken or what happened. And also the main landing gear on the right side, as you can see, some glue there as well. My dad actually helped me fix this, and this was the best that we were able to do on it, and I was probably 8 years old at the time, so I couldn't really do too much on it. But nevertheless, he did a really good job fixing it up, and I very much appreciate him helping me before I was able to take the keys on fixing models. And I'm very glad that I was able to, as recent years have definitely not been friendly in terms of broken models. But nevertheless, the United Express Bombardier CRJ-700 is a very applicable aircraft for United Express and what their fleet held starting in the mid-2000s all the way up until the current day era. Of course, this aircraft's on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines, and they are still operating these aircraft today in the Continental Globe / Evo Blue livery. But just some fun facts about this particular aircraft before we dive into some more general history. So this aircraft, of course, like I said, operated on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines. The construction number is 10193, and the engines are two GE-CF-34-8C1s to be particular. The first flight of this aircraft was in January of 2005, with the delivery date coming soon after on the 28th of January for 2005. Empty weight of this aircraft is 37,888 pounds. Cruising speed of this aircraft is about 544 miles per hour, which would equate to about 600 knots or so. And then the range of this aircraft is right at 2,000 miles, 2,002 to be particular. The seating on this aircraft is 68 for the mixed cabin, is what United mainly has used on this aircraft throughout the years. Along with that, you have 78 for the high density seating. The length of the aircraft is 106 and 8, I believe that is feet, and then the the length, and then height of the aircraft is 2410 for feet and inches. Wingspan is 73.6. So overall, a very nice aircraft that United has been utilizing in their fleet for a variety of years now. And I'll kind of just turn it to give you guys a different little view of it. So it's a really cool aircraft. It's one of the very first retro models I got. I don't know if there was any particular incentive, if you will, for me to get this model, but I just saw it on eBay one day, and this was back. I really feel like this is one of the very first ones I got. I feel like this is right there at the 2012 time frame. Could be completely wrong on that, but I really feel like this was right around 2012 when I got it. So this is right as the Blue Tulip Livery was starting to phase out. I probably was uneducated and didn't know about the Continental Airlines merger at the time, so that is possibly why another, not necessarily incentive, but another reason why I thought it'd be really cool to get this aircraft. I'm really surprised I was able to find it for a good deal, because I remember getting it on eBay one day. But a very special aircraft. I'm really glad that I did choose to get it, as it's going to be very beneficial for the Retro Tulsa Model Airport project, as these flew very consistently in this paint scheme from, like I said, 2005 all the way up until they all got repainted by that 2014-2015 time frame. So it's definitely going to have a huge purpose, and these mainly flew from the Chicago O'Hare International Airport, but you would also regularly find these on the Denver service as well. So again, very excited to have this aircraft. It's a really, really nice one, and ultimately a really great model for the collection. A really nice livery and airline combo, and just ultimately what an aircraft this is. A really cool one. And again, throughout the years, these have been kind of sparsed out in the fleet for SkyWest. United's had multiple operators over the years of the Bombardier CRJ-900. Also, this will be the history segment, by the way, because I kind of know a little bit more about some of these aircraft. But nevertheless, Mesa's operated this aircraft, SkyWest has operated this aircraft, GoJet Airlines has operated this aircraft, and there may have been a couple others. ExpressJet might have done some for United. I know they did for Delta and American, not completely sure on United. But there's been multiple airline subsidiaries for United operating these Bombardier CRJ-700s over the last 15 to now 20 years, pretty much. And these aircraft have been serving out of a variety of cities. You'd mainly find these a lot in Chicago. You'd find several of these in Chicago, but you also find quite a few of these in San Francisco, Denver, Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles was really big, especially circa 2010 era. Houston's also had a couple of these. Along with that, Washington Dulles and Newark have also seen several of these over the years, and they've really been circulating through in different ways. So it's been very neat to see how United has utilized their subsidiaries for these aircraft. And yeah, there's been, again, really popular, especially out there in the West Coast, where you'll mainly find these along with Chicago. But you're still finding quite a few of these in the Dulles sector, especially when Mesa had these before Mesa moved on from these aircraft in 2019, I think, somewhere in there. As GoJet had a huge establishment of these before they converted them to the CRJ-550. Pretty much the same thing with a different cabin. So ultimately a very cool aircraft. And here's kind of just a little bit of a storyline to go along with this. So as the popularity of the 50-seat CRJ-100-200 grew, many of the worlds turned to the Bombardier for the larger and more capable aircraft. With the input from the airlines, the manufacturer answered their requirements with 3 new CRJ variants identified as the CRJ-700, CRJ-705, and CRJ-900. Hold these new variants with a stretch fuselage, new larger cabin, all new wings, and more powerful engines. The CRJ-700 has been stretched by 19 feet from the earlier CRJ-100, 100-200, enabling it to carry up to 78 passengers. With a range of 2,300 miles, the CRJ-700 is the longest range aircraft in the Bombardier Regional Aircraft Series. The largest aircraft, the CRJ-900 with a stretch of 31 for the original CRJ-100-200. It has a capacity of up to 90 passengers with a range of 2,100 miles. Rounding out the series, the CRJ-705, although essentially a CRJ-900 in the size of the appearance, the CRJ-705 equipped with the permanent mixed business cab configuration with 75 seats, which permits the aircraft to operate within airlines' legal pilot scope clauses within the industry. Haven't heard the term scope clause in a while. Glad we got to hear that. Scope clause is pretty much an airline can only operate a set number of seats, so that's kind of what the CRJ-705 was made for. The only one I have is that Air Canada two-pace livery, which is quite a cool model, but CRJ-705 wasn't as popular. Most airlines just ended up going for the 700 and got as many seats as possible for a little bit less of a price, most likely, but I don't know the full details on that. But such a cool model this is right here. Again, that they were very applicable for the time frame, or in the Blue Tulip time frame, I should say. Huge part of that, along with the CRJ-200 and also some Embraer ERJ-145s. Nowadays, you're going to find several of these, especially for GoJet in Chicago and Newark and Dulles. And then you're still going to find SkyWest hanging out with a few of these on the West Coast, such as Denver, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. But for the most part, these have mainly migrated over to the East Coast as of late, but they were very present on the West Coast before. United ended up taking several Embraer ERJ-175s out there, and they've done a really good job with that. So that's been pretty sweet. And also, SkyWest, the CRJ-200s have just dominated the West Coast as of late, although you will find some of these very applicable aircraft indeed, and really nice ones overall. So really cool aircraft right here, and again, going to be very nice for the retro project. CRJ-700 has been a very popular aircraft, like that description just said as well. You'll find several of these flying around for American, Delta, United, and airlines around the world, like the Air France's of the world, and trying to think of some Asia carriers that operate this aircraft. Nothing's coming to mind. I think Lufthansa has. That's in Europe, though. Just trying to think of like more international carriers that have operated this. But ultimately, a very, very good aircraft. And the CRJ-700 has been really nice to say the least, especially in the U.S. sector, at least as far as I'm aware. So that's really cool. Just also noticed at the back of the GeminiJets pamphlets also have sectional charts on them. I just now realized that. And it's ironically a sector of Las Vegas, which is pretty funny. But what can I say? And just for reference, just to show you guys what I'm referencing, if you guys are unaware, I'll bring the pamphlet into the screen now. As you can see, the sectional chart back there, the Las Vegas airport, the McCarran at the time, but now here he reads right there, and then there's the sectional. So pretty cool right there, but very nice indeed. And yeah, ultimately a really nice model, and I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed today's retro model review, because it's a good one, and the United CRJ-700 is a really cool aircraft right there as well. And sorry for just the camera again, I probably should have cut the clip. But yeah, that will do for today's retro model review on the United CRJ-700. So I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, really cool aircraft. Highly recommended if you're able to find it. And this is an absolutely awesome aircraft by GeminiJets. So with all that being said, that will do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.